Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, afternoon. 38 minutes past 12 in the afternoon, Saturday. Yeah. But anyway, so I am busy cleaning up this blade. I've only hand sanded the one side. Then I realized, but I need to clean the fullers first, yeah? As is evident right there, where I slipped. And it would be on the side that I haven't hand sanded, but then I did the same thing on the side that I hand sanded, yeah? So I realized that, you know what, let me clean the fullers first. That makes sense. Thinking about the operation, the order in which you should be doing things is half the freaking thing, yeah? So with that done, I thought, well, seeing that I'm using not just sandpaper, I'm using Crytex wheels, these little majobbies. Let me just change the angle. So I'm using these little Crytex wheels. Yeah, here's obviously a white one. I don't know what the grits are. Every time I have to explain it to someone, I just give my wife's details to them and say, there you go, speak to her. It's a nice coarse one. There is apparently a coarser one than this. I don't know, don't really care. This works for me. White one. And then when I'm done with the white one, I will go over to a blue one to finish up. The blue is a lot finer. Yeah. So that's it. Where do you get them? Any place that'll sort you with jewelry supply places. Yeah. So South Africa, there's like 5 or 6 different places. But anyway, so that's what I use. It goes onto a little mandrel and it ends up on the end of your flexi shaft, yeah. So then you've got Moore's discs. Moore's disc is a little cut-off disc. Now this one here you can see is not round anymore. The Moore's disc are these. Buy them in little boxes. You can buy them loose or a box of 100. Yeah. That one is still closed. So they're a little round little disc. If I can get this open without spilling them out. Yeah. So you grab one of those and it's a little separating wheel. Yeah, the guys call it a separating wheel. What's it? Yeah. Separating discs, separating wheel, separating freaking whatever. So Moore's separating disc. SC Moore Company. And they're in Borden, Miami, in the US. Yeah, but these are available locally as well. And then you grab one, and then you use that to shape your cut-off wheel. Yes, on the edge. So obviously that cut-off wheel is square at the moment. Well, squarish, and you use this to shape it to whatever shape you want. You can go and buy a knife edge version and a round edge version and. Oh, I'm lazy, yeah. And I don't use them as standard. So a knife edge will look like a knife edge. Let me just find one. They don't have a knife edge, do I? No, it looks like I've used all of them. So I've got a little one of these little boxes. Yeah, one of these little flippy boxes things. I don't know, these little organizers there. I've got all my different sizes and blah 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 and different abrasives, and you get them in discs and little tips like that. And that's what I use to clean up the pullers. Yeah. So, but for this one, that's just, I hate working with these things. They work like an absolute charm, but they are mad, man, because that the white dust comes off and it's an abrasive and it sits on everything. Yeah. And you got it on your phone and you do the swipey swipe thing. Yeah. You end up scratching your phone to smithereens. You can see down here. Yeah. So be careful. Oh, and by the way, if you're a knife maker, what you want is a case that is completely enclosing your phone. In other words, making it 100% waterproof. Yeah. So if it's waterproof, it'll definitely be dust proof. Yeah. So I go through about 4 of these cases a year on a phone. Without that case, my phone will last me maybe 4 months. Done. And my insurance doesn't want to replace them anymore. So, and eventually when I upgrade to a new phone, give that one to one of the kids, and they love it because that phone still looks brand new, yeah? Well, not that one, because I dropped it a day before I got the case, which cracked the screen. And replacing the screen on an S10, pretty much might as well buy a new freaking phone. Okay, so to get into the nitty-gritty of this, all right, I've now shaped the bottom of the wheel. Yeah, well, I shaped the wheel to a curve. Now I can just run it in the fuller, but I don't want to do that. I want to just run it at a slight angle. So I'm working on this crisp edge at the moment. You can see there's some burr marks left there. Yeah, so I want to get rid of those. And this is not a quick process. But it beats fucking getting in there with a hand sanding and a stick. And it is an abrasive wheel, so you definitely don't want to slip. And obviously by turning it at a slight angle, I'm covering pretty much, and I'm now just changing my little angle here. I'm covering the entire bottom of that puller. And that smooths things up fairly smoothly. It's not a quick fix. It's not an alternative to hand sanding, but it does get 90% of those irritating little scratches up. The only thing to obviously keep in mind constantly is the fact that if you let this thing stand still, it's going to continue sanding, yeah, whether you wanted it to or not. So pressure control, just use the tool. Get used to working with the tool. Don't go and try to hand sand with this type of setup if it's the first time you're doing it, yeah. Go and practice a bit. And like everything, my philosophy, don't practice on the knife. Go find something else to practice on. Learn the skill, learn the tool, you learn the hand control, and then apply that knowledge to the knife making process. Yeah. But I thought I'd share this because I've got a lot of guys asking me how I'm going to clean up these fullers. And like you should know, I love hand sanding. So much so that I've spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out how not to do it. And the same as in grinding, you need to listen to the machine. I'm not running at a full tilt because I don't want to aggressively grind, and if I'm going to slip, I'm going to screw up that sharp little corner, and I don't want to do that. Yeah. Now, obviously, I can't get into that there, but I'm not focusing on that at the moment. So I'm going to slight marks right there. And I'm pulling back, and you can hear the difference when I'm coming down versus when I'm going up. So my pressure is only on the forward stroke, not on the back stroke. So I control it a bit better, I find. There's a lot of concentration happening at the moment. And you can see me shaking because my hand is suspended in the bloody air. Can you guys see? I'm not even... Yeah, you can see. Okay, so now we try the other side. I'm going to try. This is not rugby. We're going to do the other side. Obviously, so running it at a slight angle will get both sides of the bevel. But But every now and then, you miss a spot, yeah? And now what you're going to do is be careful not to be tempted to just use the wheel on everything, yeah? Because it is just another tool, and you don't want to substitute a tool that kind of works for, well, the joys of hand sanding, yeah? So I've got a bit of marks in there. I just want to change the shape just to a sharper little shape, sharper little round. And obviously I have been spending quite a bit of time on here with the tool, so don't be under a false impression that this is going to completely replace hand sanding. In photos, no, it will not. But it is a nice little tool to have in the arsenal. Yeah, so that is Crytex wheels. Yeah, and the basics of how to use them. That was about it. So we're not going to be streaming for 200 hours again. Not even a half an hour. I just wanted to show you guys that. That was pretty much it, yeah? So who is up? Matt, how's it going, buddy? Sean, good morning, man, or afternoon. Kristen, welcome, buddy. Nick. Yeah, buddy. Man, phones, Francois, they are freaking expensive, man. It's a rubber mat. It's called a Crytex wheel. Yeah, it's an actual brand name, Crytex wheel. They also refer to as surface conditioning wheels, rubber wheels. In the jewelry industry, if you just ask for a rubber wheel, the guys know what you get. There are spider wheels and blah, blah, blah. So little tendrils on the side of it. Don't. If you're cleaning up bronze, brass, silver, platinum, gold, blood, yeah, then those things will work. But rather speak to your local jeweler, yeah, with regards to how and when to use them. Don't just go and spend money blindly because there's 500 different things. And then one thing I can tell you, get ones that are fixed to a mandrel. In other words, mandrel being the little stick that it comes on, yeah. Don't buy the ones that are fixed to the mandrels. Yeah, the mandrel you buy separately, and you just unscrew it, and then you replace the wheel. Yeah, just don't be a lazy ass and buy the ones on the mandrels. They are a lot more expensive, and then get a mandrel. So I've got 7 or 8 mandrels, and I just preload a couple of them and done. Yeah, you can see that was a blue one that I used on bronze. Also custom shaped that one. So the knife edge that I was talking about earlier is just a sharp little edge. Yeah, but these work like an absolute charm, man. Done. It's not a cloth wheel. You do get little cloth. Oh, man, you get 5 million different little things. You get little polishing mops and bladder, 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 bladder. This looks like a sheep's ball with a stick sticking out of it. Yeah, but I don't polish steel with that. That is just fucking stupid. I don't know, man. So, Wayne, that's an absolute pleasure, brother. Absolute pleasure. All I can do is show you the stuff that I use. Dion, how's it going, man? And then it's for you to decide whether this is going to work for you or not. I don't need guys to go and spend money on the shit that I have. Keep in mind that I've collected these things way before I started making knives, right? So Otherwise, it's going to cost you a freaking fortune. Now, Jan Hendrik Viljoen is a goldsmith, is a jeweler, is a knife maker. Yeah. So he knows exactly what I'm on. Robert, how's it going, brother? With Jacques. It is cold in South Africa, man. It is cold. It is really cold. Matt, absolute pleasure, brother. Claudia, how's it going, brother? Welcome, Nick Bias Westhuizen. Welcome, dude. So Zark is asking me when I'm going to be teaching again classes as soon as lockdown allows me to. Yeah, I see that there are knife makers. How's it going, buddy? I see that there are knife makers already kind of showing on Facebook and on social media that they are teaching and it's one-on-one classes and blah, 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 blah. I don't do one-on-one classes. Done. It's as easy as that. I cannot see the use of them. A lot of guys want to do them, but I mean, it is... Why would you want to spend like 4 or 5 days with me only? Yeah, I'm fairly boring, man. And there's no way that I can teach you what I know in 5 fucking days. No. There's small little things. I can teach you in 1 day how to forge a blade. Done. It's going to take you the rest of your life to perfect the process. Yeah. I can teach you how to flute a handle. I'm not going to show you how I physically sit there, because all you literally need to do is how to index and how to plan the fluting. Yeah, and then from there on out, there's just files and time. What else? More on an hour or 2 hours on how to design something, and then sit and plan the physical steps into making something. But yeah, to get back to the classes, I do teach 2 types of classes. The 1-day introduction to bladesmithing, where we run through, hitting shit with a hammer until it admits that it is a knife. And then the proper processes as prescribed by the American Bladesmith Society, which is the way that I forge. Hammer control, blah, 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 and we answer in every question you might have. We then run through overheating steel, underheating steel, when to start hitting steel, blah, 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 and let's just cover that. Critical temperature is when your steel, the molecules in the steel is so excited that they vibrate. Obviously, it gets to a specific frequency, and that frequency is 723 degrees Celsius. That's where it no longer sticks to a magnet. Yeah, and that is referred to in general terms as critical temperature. And we got a little saying in the shop: it's critical that you don't hit steel with a hammer below that point. So anything colder than 723 degrees Celsius, if you hit it, you will be inducing microfractures in your steel, and that's where that comes back and bites you in the ass with cracks and warps. Well, not really warps, but cracks in your steel. Yeah, aside from maybe inclusions, or you did something stupid like hit a sharp corner on the edge and then try to heat it without getting that stress rise out. Yeah, so that's the stuff we run through. Then we also deal with normalizing the stresses in the steel, de-stressing the steel, and then grain refinement. Yeah. And I've got 3 cycles that I teach the guys through how to do normalizing the stress in the steel, then grain refinement, and then a spheroidize anneal, also getting the steel soft so that you can actually drill it after the fact. And that I do in 3 cycles. Done. So I teach the guys the theory behind it, and as you understand the theory, then it is trying to find what is phase transformation, for instance. So on a lot of these YouTube guys' channels, they'll show you all you need to do is just heat it above non-magnetic. Above non-magnetic can fucking range so much. And every single specific steel has got a specific towel. What the heat treat temperature is definitely not just above non-magnetic. So for instance, on 5160 or carbon steel in general, there is a 5 to 10 degree difference between, for instance, 5160 and 1084, 1085, 1095, 1070, blah, 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 blah. In general, the higher the carbon content, the higher the heat treat temperature, and then with that you run the risk of grain grain enlargement, blah blah blah. So we run through the theory of things and we show the guys how to do it, and I do a overheating steel, quenching it in water, what you expect, and me quenching in water. The result on every single time I do that is cracks in the blade, and then physically showing the guys and talking about what ancient smiths, when I say ancient smiths, a smith that quenched in water because he had really shitty steel. So everyone then brings up the whole, katana debate, the Japanese sword thing, and they quenched in water, and I'm saying, then I go, and my answer to that is, or my question to that is, are you a 4,500-year-old fucking bladesmith? No. Yeah, the steel that you're working with now is 20 times more refined or 200 times more refined than this that guy had to go and make himself, dig iron ore out of a river and fucking build a bloom and blah blah, end up with mahogany, and you need like 200 years worth of experience just to make sure that every single time you fold the steel, you get rid of the impurities, blah 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 blah. Okay, but anyway, so there's no need for you to fucking quench in water. That's just a stupid thing. And then we teach them why that is a stupid thing, or why I say it's a stupid thing. And yes, you heard me right. If you quench in water, I'm calling you stupid. Done. That's it. If you want to go make a knife out of rebar, reinforcing bar, which you can quench in water, then that's your thing, man. Get it out of your system, then go buy yourself some proper steel and make a real knife. Yeah. But see, now I'm getting worked up again. So get back to the course. So we then kind of a heat treat extensively, really, really extensively. Then we take the guys into the grind room to go and thin out that blade. And in the class, I want them to forge to about a 75% completion. Then we go into the grind room. We hit 36 grit, 60 grit, and then have the guys grind up to 100 grit. Then we prep for heat treat, and there are certain steps that you need to do to set up a knife for a heat treat. You can't just grind on 36 grit and expect the thing to survive. And then, we walk them through there. Then we walk them through heat treat. So either myself or Sean will demo the heat treat and exactly what to look for. What is phase transformation and not just critical temperature. In other words, phase transformation is the telltale signs in the steel where you would actually hit your heat treat temperature, which on carbon steels are generally in the region of 830 to 860 degrees Celsius, where non-magnetic is 73. Yeah, so then based on that, they'll then heat treat. Each guy will heat treat his own blade, and then we'll go into the grind room again, finish the blades up to a 320 grit. And that was my security company wanting me to let someone in, and we're not going to do that at the moment because no one has got an appointment for today. But anyway, so then the guys finish their blades up to 320 grit, and everyone is happy and everyone goes home. Yeah, you need to do your temper, which we obviously discussed here in the whole thing, and you get a single page telling you go and temper this thing within 24 hours and the steps you have to follow. And that is it. Guys, sorry, let me just quickly do this, and we're going to do it live. How's it going, sir? Can't complain. Who's at the gate? Excellent, thank you. Please explain to him exactly how to get to me. Pleasure. Thanks, brother. Yeah, so that's how you open a gate, 7.5 kilometers from where you sit. It's beautiful, yeah. But anyway, so when are we teaching classes again? I don't know. Best thing is to go onto blackdragonforge.co.za or .com and subscribe to the mailing list. And as soon as I decide to teach classes again, legally allowed to teach classes again, then I will send a newsletter out. Alan, how's it going, brother? Hendrik. Thanks, buddy. And then we've got Mr. Zwan also popping in. So, gentlemen, that was it. I literally just wanted to show you that. I wasn't going to work live. Yeah. And then I got off on a tangent on the stuff that I cover in a class. But yeah, so that's the one class I cover. And then I do a second class, which is a 3-day axe making class. Yeah. So forging an axe, one of my Gothic spike axes out of a 900-gram ball peen hammer, and we go quite intently in how to move metal and blah, 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 blah. And it's 3 days, full days. We work from 7 in the morning till 5, 6 in the afternoons, all 3 days. It is hard work, but we cover forging the axe, heat treating the axe, grinding, blah, 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 and then sculpting the handle. Yeah. So if you've seen one of my spike axes, then you'll know that handle itself will take you a full day. But anyway, but yeah, that's it. And obviously you keep whatever you've done. So on the one-on-one classes after that, you tell me what technique or specific thing that you want to learn or need my insight into. We spend 5 minutes and then you go practice it. That's it. That's why I don't do 3-day making a knife class. Yeah. But anyway, so Nick is saying what? Oh, Nick, brother. Yeah, man. We're also working on setting up a I don't know, not a forge, finding a venue in the States, and next year me spending a couple of weeks extra and then working a couple classes in. Yeah. It's already in discussions with 2 mates in the States that offered their facilities. So we might be doing one, I don't know, North Coast and South Coast, or one on the one side and one on the other side of the country. I don't know yet. Yeah. But that is the plan, man. Setting up a workshop type thing that'll run for 3 or 4 days and get as many people in there that want to go and play with me. Yeah. But anyway, Matt is asking me how the stiletto is doing. Brother, I have finally gotten new bits for my lathe, so I can actually start working on that again. Yeah, but it's not going to happen today, man. I have got some hand sanding to do. Yeah. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to stop this right here. Yeah, let me just get that cam up. So I'm going to stop this right here. I say thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for your time. Have fun on this beautiful, cold Saturday morning. Yeah, I am Niels from the back with Black Dragon Forge saying, cheers, have fun, go into your shop, do something. Yeah, make something, man. Even if it's, I don't know, a stuffer. Just make something. Yeah, have fun. Cheers.